Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is White Python 1400 and today I'm going to show you me making it to round 50 on every Black Ops 3 map. Now how this is going to work is I'm going to tell you my setup, I'm going to tell you my strategy, and I'm going to tell you what I think about this map and high round strategies. So let's get into it. First off, we have Shadows of Evil. As you can see here, what I have is the Vesper, because there's a wall by right up the stairs up there, the Apothecary Servant, which is one of the main buildables. I have a tutorial if you want to know how to build any of this stuff. Upgraded little Arnies. That is a little bit more difficult. It's just Arnies, you get them from the box, but then you upgrade them. The upgraded sword, which I also have a tutorial for. And my Gobblegums are Soda Fountain, Immolation, Liquidation, Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sight, and Cash Back. The ones you really need are really just Alchemical Antithesis and really Soda Fountains. That's just if you want to have all the perks, which I do because it gives me a bonus. My strategy was training in the Rift Room and the Subway Room. You go back and forth between the rooms and you hold out your Apothecary Servant. And when stuff gets bad, you can blast it. Or when you train all the zombies behind you, you simply just shoot them with the Vesper. It's not very difficult. It's actually quite a simple strategy. As you can see here, I'll be showing it in a second, but now we go on to my thoughts about this map. Shadows of Evil is an underrated gem. It's my, I would say, second favorite map in all of Black Ops 3 Zombies, and probably one of my top 5 maps just in general, because it is so good. You guys, if you haven't tried Black Ops 3 Zombies, or if you haven't tried Shadows of Evil, or if you did try it and you didn't like it at the beginning, I would actually recommend you try this again because it is such a good map. It is so great. Like, all the Easter eggs, the setting, the characters, all of it is just A-class. And as you can see here, what I'm basically doing is just training in front of the sword area until I get a good amount of zombies, and then I train around the entire room. And I just go loop back and forth. Again, for this strategy, you do have to be able to train quite effectively. And as you see, when I have all of them grouped up, I simply turn around and blast them with the Vesper. If I ever need ammo for the Vesper, I usually will go up the stairs with my Apothecary Servant out and then buy it. Now, as you can see, there's lots of looping back and forth in this strategy. But the perks I would recommend, though, of course, Jug, Speed Cola for the Apothecary Servant, because it is quite a large gun and it takes a while to reload. Widow's Wine, and if you're playing solo, of course, Quick Revive, just because, you know, being able to revive yourself multiple times in the game is a very key strategy. Now let's get on to the next one. For the Giant, my setup was quite simple, just the Wonderwaff, the Haymaker, and Monkeys. My Gobblegums were the same as Shadows of Evil, Soda Fountain, Immolation Liquidation, Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sight, and Cash Back. My perks I recommend for this are, of course, Jug, Speed Cola, because again, the Wonderwaff does take a while to reload, Jug gives you more health, and also Quick Revive, because again, being able to revive yourself is quite needed for high round attempts. Stamina Up is also okay because it allows you to train more effectively when you are pushed off of this place. My strategy is also quite simple. It's literally just stand here and spawn basically on top right in front of Pack-a-Punch, and when the zombies come up, I just blast them with the Wonderwaff. Again, for this you do want to run Alchemical Antithesis because you will need ammo quite often. So at the end of each round, I hit the Gobblegum machine and I go for Alchemical Antithesis, and usually I will have enough ammo to make it through enough rounds to get Alchemical Antithesis again. Again, this is honestly quite an easy strategy if you know what you're doing. It just requires you to reload a lot and to hit the box a ton. Thoughts on this map are quite positive as well. It's a great map, of course it is. Doris was an amazing map back in the day, and this is no different. I do like the added features, such as the added giant Easter egg, the, you know, Annihilator Easter egg, as well as new portions of the map. And, of course, the Gobblegum machines are an added feature that make replaying the map more fun. It gives you more variety. As you can see here, I just went down. And when this happens, basically what you're going to want to do is toss a monkey and run for the very important perks. We are talking Jug, Speed Cola, and maybe maybe quick revive if you have enough time. You can see over here, I literally just run across, quickly go for Jug. I again throw another monkey because my other one is about to run out, and then I run for Jug. Now, this map is quite awesome. I like it. It's very familiar. It's very simple. It's kind of a great offset to, you know, Shadows of Evil, which is a very complicated, convoluted map. As you can see here, never open the door for that strategy. You want to keep the left spawn door closed. Again, I do buy double tap for some reason, even though it isn't really necessary because the Wonder Waffle does not benefit from double tap at all. So again, as you can see here, made it to round 50. We actually made it around 51 on this map, as we did Shadows of Evil and all the other maps here. And now let's get on to the next map. For Der Eisendrache, my setup was quite simple. It was the Storm Bow or Lightning Bow, depending on what you call it, the Haymaker, Monkeys, Ragnaroks, and the Shield. As you can tell, it's semi-similar to the one we had in the Giant, the Wonder Weapon, the Haymaker, the Monkeys, except for in this one we had the Ragnaroks and the Shield to the list. For the Gobblegums, we have Soda Fountain, Immolation, Liquidation, Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sight, and Cashback, just like the other maps. Now my strategy is quite simple for this map. What you're going to do is you're simply going to camp right here in front of the teleporter next to the rocket pad, and you're just going to sit here and spam your bow, your charge shot, and hit the Gobblegum machine at the end of every round and try to go for Alchemical Antithesis or Cashback. Now, for this map, I really never found cashback to be very beneficial. I never used cashback. I never needed cashback for this map just because the Lightning Bow also still gives you drops, which is much better than in the Giant where the Wonder Waffle does not give you drops. So again, you're just going to camp here. Now what you do when the Panzer shows up, which is why I have the Haymaker, is you're going to basically go out to the Panzer, place down your Ragnaroks, and then blast him to death with your Haymaker, your KRM, or your Brecci. Those all work. I wouldn't really recommend the Argus, but it is still a good shotgun. Now, what I think about this map, this is by far the best map in Black Ops 3. And here's why. It's got the most character. It's got the best setting. It's got the best story, in my opinion. Like, it feels the most relevant to the story out of all of the maps in the game. It's got the best characters. You know, our freaking crew. And it has 4 amazing wonder weapons. Though only 2 of them, I would say, are like really, really good. The other 2 are still really, really cool, which makes them amazing in my opinion. This map altogether is just an amazing map, where it is an easy map though. If you like difficult times, this is not a map for you. If you like struggle, this is probably not a map for you, but the next map on the list is, because getting set up on that map is annoying, but we're going to talk about that in a second. For now, all I've got to say about this is again, another A+ map. Like, it is A+ in my opinion. It is one of the best maps ever in Zombies. Top 5 material, definitely, at least. Now, let's get into Zetsubou no Shima. This is by far the most annoying map to get set up on in Black Ops 3. Maybe in Zombies history. The only map I think that might compete with this is Transit. Maybe Diarize, but those are the only 2 I can think of. This map is just so hard to get set up on. But my setup in this is upgraded Marshals, the Masamune, which is the upgraded KT4, the Skull of Non-Sopway, Monkeys, and the Shield. And for my Gobblegums, I have Soda Fountain, Extra Credit, which is different from the first 3 because Extra Credit helps me get set up. We have Alchemical Antithesis for ammo, In Plain Sights, which I never use, and Cashback, which I very rarely use. Now my Marshals have Dead Wire, and the strategy I'm employing on this map is simply training around the entirety of Lab B. And when I get up into this upper area, I will usually fire my charged shot of the Masamune. Now at the end of each round, I will come into this bunker and hit the Gobblegum machine, as you can see here, and then I go back to training. As you see, I got a cash back, but since I have a full alchemical antithesis, I don't really care about that. So now we're simply just going to train around. Now my thoughts on this map. This is a good map after you get set up. The setup process is very annoying, and at that extent it is probably one of the worst maps, but as soon as you are set up, it becomes a very fun, very unique setting and a very unique map. The only problem in the high rounds, in my opinion, are the freaking thrashers. They suck a lot. So in that point, I think that this is my second least favorite map. We will be getting to my least favorite map in a little bit in Black Ops 3. But in my opinion, it is a good map. All the maps in Black Ops 3 are fairly good, and I really have very little to no complaints about Black Ops 3 as a whole. This map, though, the setup process is just terrible. Terrible. The setup process takes like an hour and a half, and the only other maps I know of that like take that long are like Origins. Like literally just Origins. And that's in that map, at least it's fun in my opinion to get set up. Getting all the stabs is more of a challenge than it is an annoyance. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, this map, second least favorite. The strategy, training around B with, again, some kind of shotgun variant for the thrashers to kill them quickly, and the upgraded mass immunity because it does infinite damage and it's just really good at killing them. Now on to our next spot. Gorod Krovi is probably the hardest map on this game, at least in my opinion, because the ray gun Mark III usually becomes useless at about round 50. Of course, you do have your gauntlets and stuff, and we're going to get into the setup, but again, this map is probably my third favorite. Now, my setup for this map is the Mark III's upgraded, the Haymaker / Dingo, the Shield upgrade, the upgraded Dragon Strike, and the Dragon Gauntlet. Again, I switched back to an old Gobblegum setup. I have Soda, Immolation, Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sight, and Cash back. Now, my strategy in this is literally just like training / camping in this room with the Gauntlet and the Ray Gun Mark III. At the beginning of every round, I activate the trap right there, and then I just sit back and train sometimes, and I use my Gauntlet when I have it to make it a little easier. So I usually just sit here, and when things get a little hectic, I'll start training around, but usually with Alchemical Antithesis and just spamming this, I'll be fine, and I won't usually have to actually train around. This is more of a camping strategy, though most people, especially like when you're going for 100, will usually train around this room and charge up their Gauntlet and then use that. Now, I don't have monkeys in this setup, but if you can get monkeys from the box, I would recommend that. I tried a lot to get monkeys, and I just could not get monkeys. So if you can get monkeys, that is recommended. The perks I recommend are Jug, Speed Cull as always, because these wonder weapons do take a while to reload, Quick Revive just so if you go down you still have a chance. I also recommend Stamina Up and Widow's Wine. Stamina Up, so if you do have to train around this room, it's a little easier, and Widow's Wine just so if you do get hit, you have another chance to avoid getting hit multiple times. You can also get things like Electric Cherry and stuff, which will make, you know, reloading and stuff less dangerous, at least in earlier rounds. Now, my opinions on this map are, again, it's my third favorite Black Ops 3 map. The setting is amazing. The characters are, again, very good because it is our crew. And the amount of stuff to do in this map is still interesting. You have the upgraded Dragon Strike, the upgraded Dragon Shield, and all of that stuff. The enemies, the new variants of the enemies are okay. The Ray Gun Mark III is really fun. The new wonder weapon is amazing. And the dragons, I think, are super original. I also love how they brought back old guns like the FFAR, even though it's, you know, not the same thing. And the PPSH, which is one of the best, most nostalgic guns in all of Zombies. I am very glad that they brought that back, and it makes it a very fun map to just go back and play. Now let's get on to the final map in this video. Revelations is by far the easiest map in Black Ops 3, and perhaps the easiest map in all of Zombies. The only other map I can think of that is this easy is maybe Kino and or Ascension. The setup for this map is quite luck-based, I would say. It's the Apothecon Servant. I upgraded it. The Thunder Gun upgraded the ICR-7 because it's the wall gun right next to where I'm training. The upgraded little Arnie's because when things go bad, or when you get a max time, you can just throw it out. The Ragnaroks and the God Mask. Now, my Gobblegums are again quite similar to other maps. They are Soda Fountain, Immolation Liquidation, Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sights, and Cashback. As you've noticed, that hasn't really changed at all throughout this entire series, except for the one time for Zetsubou no Shima that I changed it to extra credit. Now, my strategy is just training in the Kino area and the stage area. While most people recommend that you do the spawn camping thing, I do this because to me it feels safer, it wastes less ammo, and because I just like it more. Like, I don't really have a reason other than that. I just really like this much better than the spawn strategy. Now, this map, you could easily make it to 100. It's not a hard map. And that is why this is actually my least favorite map in Zombies. For one, it has very little originality. You think about it. The Monkey Bombs, the Larnies from Shadows, the Wonder Weapon from Shadows / Kino, the freaking specialist weapon, which has been unique throughout all of the maps until now, is the freaking Ragnaroks from their Eisendrache. And why they are amazing specialist weapons, I wish they would have done something original, at least one original thing on this map other than the spawn room. I will admit the Chalk Easter egg and the Larnie upgraded Easter egg and the Apothecon Servant upgraded Easter egg are fun and cool, but there's nothing original about this map that really draws me in, that makes me want to play it for hours on end, and I would rather much rather play maps like Shadows, Der Eisendrache, Gorod, and even Zetsubou. Now, that might sound sad, but it is definitely true. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do plan to do this on other games. We're talking Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 4, World at War, maybe even Infinite Warfare and World War II, but I'm not very sure about that. I also plan on doing more tutorials on Black Ops 3. I'm starting to go into Eisendrache. I think I might do one more video in Shadows, though. We shall see. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.